Coming up next on Adventurer, two-time Heisman Trophy winner Archie Griffin talks about football's greatest prize. Stay tuned. Welcome to Adventurer, the show where people truly push their lives to the limits. No talking heads here, just the real deals. I'm your host, Jim Clash. Our guest is the only man to have won the coveted Heisman Trophy twice, in 1974 and 75, while playing for Ohio State. He's here today to tell us what those Heismans mean to him and answer the question, will anyone ever win two of them again? Welcome, Archie.
Well, thank
you. Real
you.
honor.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Two-time Heisman Trophy winner. You know, I remember seeing you quoted as saying, somebody else is going to win it twice. It's been 30 years. When's it going to happen? What's going on?
Well, who knows? It will happen. I guarantee you that there's somebody else out there that will win the Heisman Trophy more than once. It could possibly be even 3 times. Who knows? I figured the fact that if you can win it as a sophomore, win it as a junior, and stay your senior year, there's a possibility that you can do it 3 times. And somebody out there can do it. I really believe that. It's just a matter of it happening, but I figured if I can do it twice, somebody can certainly do it twice, and there may be somebody that can do it 3 times.
And you did it as a junior and a senior.
Yes.
Is there a day that goes by where someone doesn't mention the Heisman Trophy in your life?
Well, I really can't think of a day that goes by when somebody doesn't mention, other than maybe a Sunday afternoon or something when I'm around the house with my family. Then it might not be mentioned.
Where do you keep the trophies?
Well, I was fortunate with those 2. I can keep one at home, and then I keep another one at a friend's restaurant called the Buckeye Hall of Fame Cafe. I figure more people will see it there than will see it in my home. So I enjoy leaving it right there at the Buckeye Hall of Fame Cafe, and I get a lot of comments from people saying that they saw my Heisman Trophy.
You know, when I was going to school, I was at Maryland, Maryland Terrapins, and Randy White was playing. And I remember he was up against the Heisman for you. Of course, he didn't win. I think he finished 9th. Okay. It was in 74, 75. But why don't more defensive linemen, that kind of position win the trophy? Why is it always running backs and
it's
quarterbacks?
Running backs and quarterbacks mainly because those are the positions that put up the big numbers. Linemen can get sacks and things like that, and they didn't start counting sacks until a while back. I mean, it wasn't. They hadn't counted sacks forever. Right. But the running backs, you can count their yardage, you can count their touchdowns. The quarterbacks, you can count the number of completions they've had and the number of touchdowns they've thrown, and those are just measurable type statistics that people seem to use to judge their Heisman voting. But I believe that somewhere along the line too, that there will be some defensive people or offensive linemen that could win the award. I mean, if you think of my sophomore year, 1973.
You finished 5th.
Yeah, I finished 5th, but we had an offensive lineman, John Hicks, who finished 2nd. And I think also Orlando Pace was the guy who was an offensive lineman that finished 2nd also. So, I mean, I think people are aware of those players. It's just a matter of getting them in the forefront so more voters will vote for them. Charles Woodson was a guy who was on defense.
Defensive back, right?
Yeah, he was a defensive back, but one of the reasons I think he won it was because he also returned kicks and punts and
statistically
also, right, and you had some measurements, and he also played some wide receiver for Michigan. So, you know, those are the type of things that people look at. But I think you're absolutely right. Linebackers and their sacks and the number of tackles they get, you know, those are all type of positions that should be considered for the award. We've got a kid at Ohio State, James Laurinaitis, who I think is a fabulous linebacker, and certainly wouldn't mind seeing him being up for that award.
What is he now? Is he a
He's
sophomore?
a junior.
Junior.
He's
okay.
a junior.
So okay.
Yeah.
You know, when you won it in '74, you were up against Anthony Davis.
Yes.
And of course, it's history now, but they voted on the Heisman Trophy the week before USC played Notre Dame, and Anthony Davis scored like 6 touchdowns. And a lot of people said, well, if we'd have voted on it the week after, Archie wouldn't have won, it would have been Anthony Davis. Any thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, Anthony was a fabulous player. And
he was.
And I always enjoyed watching Anthony play. And he was fun to watch, and just enjoyed the friendship that I've had with him. But, you know, I had no control over that. I don't know if I'd have won or not because it didn't happen that way. But I will be the first to tell you that Anthony Davis was a fabulous player, and a player that we enjoyed competing against because 3 to 4 years that we played in the Rose Bowl, 3 of those years was against Southern California, and I had the opportunity to play against him. But he was a fabulous player. Enjoyed playing against him, and enjoyed the conversations that we have whenever we come in contact with each other. But he was a super player.
We'll have to wrap for part one here, but I just want to ask you about your Wendy's Heisman Trophy program, your Heisman program. Yeah. What's that all about?
Oh, it's a fabulous program. We started back in 1994. Dave Thomas, the founder of Wendy's, wanted to recognize high school seniors for their outstanding accomplishments. He felt, too many times we were always hearing about the bad things that kids do.
Right.
He wanted to do something that was positive. And so he started the Wendy's High School Heisman program, and it recognizes young people who are seniors in high school for their outstanding contributions in the classroom, because you have to have a 3.0 grade point average or better. You have to participate in at least one of 32 sports sanctioned by the National Federation of High School
So it's
Sports.
not just football.
That's right. And you have to be involved in your community. Community service is a huge part of it. And it recognizes those kids. And it's great because this year we had about 32,000 applicants for the award. And that's the largest we've ever had. And I'm so very, very proud of the program. It's just unbelievable.
Well, we think it's great, and we wish you luck in that. And come back and see us for part two, okay?
Okay.
Archie,
all
good.
Right.
Again, two-time Heisman Trophy winner Archie Griffin. Be sure to check out part two of our interview on New Year's Day. I'm Forbes adventurer Jim Clash. To read my column, pick up Forbes magazine or click on Forbes.com/adventurer. And thanks for watching the Forbes.com Video Network.